First of all, I even thought you guys were a real estate company. I didn't even know you guys did mortgage. I'm like, wait, you guys do mortgages? What is that? I didn't even know mortgages was a thing.
So what's most important is for you to get in the circle, whatever the position is.
So I look for homes where the houses need work on wood because that's my benefit. I'm not gonna look for a house where electricity is screwed up because I don't got a family that deals with electricity.
You're Mr. Tunco. Everybody sees you as like the guy in the family because they know you signed up for like the type of I signed up for that shit, and it comes with a lot of patience, a lot of hard work, the type of shit that most people don't want to sign up for.
You set me up to know that, hey bro, this is gonna change your life, but you gotta wait till you get there.
You're doing all the activities that lead to a result that's predictable. So you just gotta keep doing this. And then fast forward to fucking now, here we are. How many doors?
8.
Cash flowing about how much?
Almost $100,000 a year.
It's been a long time coming, young one. We have you in the Wealth Gap podcast, and you guys will see why he is overqualified to be one of our guests. Brother, it's an honor to have you on.
Thank you.
I don't tell him what we're gonna go over. You guys will see here why we're here in a little bit, but there's just so much to talk about, bro. As I was putting the questions together, this is my favorite fucking list of questions that I've had. So let's take it back to like when we met. I think you were like a sophomore. Soccer player, good kid, good looking, super competitive. I didn't hear about you for a couple years, and then when I did, it wasn't the kid that I remembered.
Oh no.
It was like troublemaker, fucking pothead, getting into trouble, stressing the parents out,
burning out,
donuts. What happened there? Tell us about that Justin first.
So I was actually at that time. So I'm not prepared. I'm just going with the flow. You know what I mean?
It's your story. Yeah. You should know it.
All right, but basically at that time, you know, I was in high school. I was hanging around the wrong group of people, and because in that time smoking weed was normal. I was trying to fit in. I got the nice troquita, going to the sideshows, sliding my truck, and I thought I was the shit. I was working at Tesla's. The first time I was finally making, you know, like $40,000-$50,000, which is really good from where I come from. And that's how we all started. I was involved with the wrong group.
So yeah, looking back at like that, Justin, what are the biggest lessons you can remember from that season? Because I think of the 19-year-old Justins that are out there still bullshitting, but have this, maybe not the same potential, because that'd be setting them up for failure. But I'm just saying, like, people with a lot of potential, youngsters that could do something great, but they're in the wrong crowd.
If I look back,
if you had a little brother, he's doing that shit, how would you approach him?
I would tell him, like, don't go through that. You don't need to. If you could just continue to make money, because I was making money. If I could have just saved it up, I could have done this a lot sooner. Yeah. But if I could just tell him, you don't need to go through that. Start reading books, because then that's when my life started to change. But start reading some books. But if it was a little Justin, I would tell him, you don't need to go through, try to fit in. I would find people, like friends that are actually doing something with their life. But I was wasting my time.
What did you start doing or stop doing that helped you get out of that circle?
I changed my habits. Like when I felt like I wanted to smoke weed, I started to pick up a book. Or when I would stop reading the book and I wanted to smoke weed, I would go to the gym. When I felt the sensation of like the bad habits that I had, I switched them for better habits. So I wouldn't stop putting myself in the situations where like I would get those habits, hanging around the wrong group of people. I would hit you up. I'm like, hey, let's start hanging out. Yeah. You know?
Can I go to the office and just be around different groups of people?
I would sit there just to be there, just to not be avoid the temptation.
So I didn't have anybody to associate with when I started. This is like going back to my season. Mm-hmm. And you knew me in that season too, so I was distracted too. I was fucking around, pendejeando. Same thing, just out with the friends that were looking for Thirsty Thursday so that they could start hitting the bars, Friday, going out, Saturday. Andamos sin ni un cinco, bro, en la bolsa. Like, I could literally, I no le pudiera haber disparado or drink a nadie, bro, if I look back at those times. What the fuck was I doing at the bar, at the club? And I remember I clearly realized that I needed to separate from the group, mm-hmm. and going to straight ISO mode, which is why I got the job at Rancho Fresco, bro, because it was funny because I'm like, I know I need to do something that occupies me on the weekends, which is when all my boys hit me up or they just come to the house. You just show up to the house, and for about 2 weeks people would still go visit me at Rancho Fresco. My boys would just fucking drink there at the bar. But after like 2 weeks, nobody would show up no more. And for me, it was like perfect. Now I'm gonna quit, and nobody hits me up no more on the weekends, and I can focus on my shit on the weekends. So then, it really is so important to distance yourself from the group that's into whatever the fuck they're into. That's not growing themselves, growing a business. And I think that's what helped you a lot too.
No, you know what? You reminded me of something. Right when I started to hang out with you, there were 6 months where I didn't go out to the real world. I was just going to the office. Isolation. I would just go to the office, back home, study. Gym, home, office. There was only 3 spots I would go to, and that was it.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't message anybody. I wouldn't want to just put myself in situations where I know I would get tempted.
So, not long ago, a couple days ago, I saw your work history, bro. It's funny. I got to see that you were a manager at Pollo Loco.
16.
You were a waiter at Raw Sushi. Then you became a framer, a construction company. We're going to pull him to the side right now, Pops. Then a production associate at Tesla. And then you found mortgages and started your mortgage business. Let's go back to how the fuck, 16?
16.
Manager at Pollo Loco?
I was a 16 manager at Pollo Loco. I remember I would close. I was the last guy out of there, 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
But I had school I had high school.
So at high school, you were clocking out at 2?
Yeah, 2 in the morning, and I had to go to school at 7 in the morning.
Did anybody, any teachers ever know about that?
No, nobody. But I did have a class where I didn't have to go my last 2 periods because I was working so much. I had a full-time job.
Yeah.
And the reason is because I had to work.
Yeah.
I knew my parents couldn't afford it. Just me being alive, I could.
So you're saying you went to work, was it to pick up your own tabs and be able to pay for your own shit?
Everything.
Oh no, yo, 10 years later, they were still picking up my fucking
I wish.
shit.
But my parents couldn't. Even if they wanted to, my mom wished she could, but she just no income.
So how about the job after that? So then after that, it was, what did you learn being a waiter?
I learned how to talk to people.
I was a waiter too, that's what I'm saying.
I was learning how to talk to people. Yeah. But actually, I started as a busser first. It was first a busser, and then it went into a waiter. So I worked myself up there too. But it was learning how to talk to people, how to communicate. And
but you were always outgoing.
It was kind of really easy for me. Yeah. It was honestly the hard part was learning the menu. And then once I got that, it was
that's
cool.
Funny. It's like learning mortgages was a tough part.
Exactly. But once you get the hang of it, you're like, bah, bah, bah.
That's pretty sick. I was a waiter too, and I loved it. I was, my parents owned a restaurant in Escalon. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't.
At 13, I would go be a waiter, and the clients would sometimes ask for me, and sometimes others would be like, aren't you a little too young to be working here? And I was like, yeah, it's my parents' restaurant. I'm just trying to help. So it was a pretty dope experience. And I do think, I've said this before, but let's say youngsters are trying to get into any type of sales business. I don't see that type of job as a bad job at all. Any type of customer service type of work that can get them more reps, more interactions with just different types of people. You think that helped you?
Yeah, a lot, because it was just, I started to feel more comfortable within myself, to be honest. I feel like I could talk to anybody, and it really did help.
How about construction? I know that you told me that sometimes they would hit you with Pops. What did Pops tell you? He's like, man, you should not be here.
Well, okay, so I went from Pollo Loco, Raw, so I was making decent money there, and then I was like, no, I want to make real money.
Yeah.
And I was like, Dad, take me with you. He was like, I was 18, I think, 17, 18. Yeah. And during summer, I would go work full-time with him. And he was like, but you don't need this. You speak English. You don't need to go through this. You're going to hurt your back. Yeah. My back hurts every day. I have to wake up because I have to pay for it.
Yeah.
But you don't. You could choose a different route. So it was really hard to get him into getting me in there. He finally was like, you know what? You want to go in there? All right, let me show you. Yeah. So he took me in there, and everything he said was true.
What?
Back started hurting.
Really?
I had to wake up at 3 in the morning, get home at 6 p.m., muscles all given out. When you go to sleep at night, bro, your back is just hurting. You can't sleep good. In pain. So then I started to realize he was right.
What did you learn in that experience?
Well, one, they would give me jobs, so I started doing my own thing, and the fact that okay, now I could take bigger responsibilities. They would say, hey, bro, encárgate de this roof.
¿Te tenían fe at that age?
Yeah. Because I was young, but I was moving quick. I was a hard worker. Always work ethic has been there. That's why they gave me the position.
Where'd you get it? Where do you think you got it from?
I got it from him.
From Pops.
He's my stepdad, but he's been in my life since I was 3 years old.
Yeah.
And he's literally made my tetero since I was like young.
Yeah.
And I would always see him Monday through Saturday even, just working, hustling, trying to make a living for us.
Yeah.
So I got it from him, man. And now, I learned it in construction. I didn't want to go through that. I told you back was hurting.
Yeah.
And I'm doing the same thing in mortgages.
So then let's talk about that. So then no. It wasn't from construction to mortgages. Mm-hmm. It was Tesla next. Tell me about your work schedule when you were at Tesla.
I'll tell you before. Okay, well, first I would wake up at 2:45 or 3:30 to catch a bus at 3:45. So I'm rushing. I'm barely getting any sleep. Yeah. Then I would catch the bus. I'm 2 hours to get there to my destination.
So you're knocking out?
Yeah, so I'm sleeping. So it would be 6:30. I finally arrive, and then at 7 or at 6:45 I have to clock in. So then I get off at 6:45 p.m. That was a.m. Now I'm off at 6:45 p.m. Now I gotta wait for a bus to pick me up. It's like 7 p.m., 7:30, and I don't get home till 9.
So from 2:30 your alarm goes off?
2:30.
And then you hop on at 2:45?
Hop on.
And you get home at 9:30?
9.
9?
9.
So that means how many hours of sleep? Like home sleep, not?
None. Not like maybe 3 or 4.
And you did that for how long?
And I did that for maybe like a year and a half. And it was just brutal, bro. No sleep. And you get paid 12 hours, but reality, if you look at the whole thing, is more than 16 hours. Yeah. So
what type of worker was doing that? Was it a little older crowd, younger? Was it still like your age? Or you know?
All types, man. All types. But there's different sections, so I was on the line. But they would put, obviously, the younger individual in the tougher jobs. So I was always having to put in the more work ethic than anybody else, because younger, healthier, more energy.
Stronger.
So, but my people next to me was 50 years old.
So then how did you find time to study for your NMLS and start prepping your transition?
Okay, well, that's when I would decided, like, after construction and then Tesla, I was like, yo, this is not life. Like, at Tesla, I started making a decent, like I said. So then I got excited and spent on the wrong things. But then when I finally realized this is not how I see myself living in the next 5, 10, not even in the next year, I said I need to get out of my current situation. So I started finding, instead of sleeping on the bus in the morning when I'm heading over there, tired, I would study for my NMLS. I would be listening to podcasts, reading books, in those little times. While I'm working, listening to podcasts, listening to the stupid NMLS test, when the teacher going over it. And while I'm in the line working, I'm like, wait, let me go back real quick. What'd she say? Let me go back. So then that's how I started learning, and that's how I learned it.
I get almost teary-eyed, bro, because I can imagine seeing you. Like, if I were a third person and we're watching a movie and I see you getting off or out of your house at 2:30, catching the bus, fucking tired as fuck, trying to study for the course. When I hear people trying to get in, bro, and they try to sell me stories, and they'll tell me why they can't. Sometimes I'm just like, you're just not hungry enough, man. Because I can reference a few people on our team that have done some pretty savage shit, and then I know my story too. And sometimes I don't like to talk about mine because I don't know. I can see some of our people who have also taken advantage of the opportunity and changed their life. It's just inspiring, bro. I love that story. So then now you got into mortgages. So how did you get into mortgages? How did you wind up?
So we met when I was like 14, 15.
Yeah.
And you saw the savage soccer player, but
no, you're not that good actually.
And then you were living at your mom's house. And I saw your like current situation. Yeah. Like I even remember you bought a car. You're like, oh, I'm gonna put the radio one, the touchscreen, because I'm gonna sell it for a little bit more.
Oh, you saw me do that?
I was there. Yeah, I was there.
Oh my God, that's some bullshit. That's when I knew. Look, bro, I was confused. I thought I just wanted to make some money, and I bought a fucking car. I don't know nothing about cars. I don't know how to. No, bro. I could change a tire, but I don't want to get into changing oils. Se prende una engine. I don't know, bro. I don't know una light. I don't know nothing, bro. And there I was, fucking flipping un Impala. I went to the Yonke and fucking bought. I don't know. It's stupid. Anyways.
So then I saw your current situation. And then we stopped talking for a minute.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I see you on IG with the Lambo. I'm like, "Espérate, wait, what's going on right here? Is this Sandy?" And then I quickly hit you up. I'm like, "What are you doing? Like, what's going on there?" And then you said, "Come to the office." Oh no, you said, "Let's meet up." Yeah, we went to the office. We got in your Lambo. We went to Cruisers in the gas station, and you were like, "Oh, drive it." I don't even remember driving it. I couldn't even remember how it felt, bro, because I was so invested into you. I even told you that day, I'm like, I don't care about the Lambo. I don't really care. I just want you to teach me how you did it.
Yeah.
And that's how I got in.
So then you paid for coaching, you got in.
At that point, it was like, you had 3 different coachings. You had the group one, a smaller group, or let's say the small group was like 500, the medium group, 750, and then 1500 for like solo. And like, I would look at my bank account, I didn't even have the 15. So you guys allowed me to do payments, but I wanted the one-on-one.
What a fucking savage.
Because I don't want no
He didn't
distraction.
have the 1500, bro. And then
I told Isaac, I'm like, he was like, yeah, we do payments as well. I was like, perfect, I want it. I don't got the money, I'm gonna get it though. So then I did that, and pues I just wanted to show you that, look, man, I'm being serious. I'm not fucking around. So we did that. That was one move that I showed you that I'm serious.
Yeah.
Then the second move was your event.
Yeah. In the front.
Yeah, in the middle front.
Your fucking flowery suit.
Letting you know I'm here, bro. I'm like dead ass. I ain't messing around.
You needed a different haircut at that time. You look a lot better the way you look now. He had this little pro. We'll do a picture, bro. And you won't recognize it because he didn't have 50 pounds of muscle that has now.
So yeah, I was really invested in showing you, yo, like just help me.
No, it wasn't even getting into mortgages because at that time, I remember you said, "Can I go into the office?" But it was. You want to talk about it?
So my bad. The goal from those 1500 at the event was just to ask you, "Hey, bro, can I go to the office?"
Really?
That was it.
Neta?
That was it. And when I asked you, like, bro, I was so nervous, and you were just like, "Hey guys, vente, real quick. He's asking if he can go to the office. Cool with you?" "Yeah." "Or yeah, bro, you're good." And I'm over here. I paid all this money. I did all this, bro. I'm like, really? Seriously, that was my goal. When you said yes, I was like, those 1500 were well invested.
And then, okay, so then now you get to the office, and then how did you start?
So I got into the office.
And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because, like, I don't know, fucking 2 years later, maybe 3 years later, we were going through everybody's disc assessments and trying to look at, like, I don't know, everything that we collect when we interview and we onboard someone. And we realized that we never interviewed him, we never did the onboarding stuff. And I was like, wait, how the fuck, when did Justin get onboarded? We didn't have an anniversary date. And then we're like, "Hey, Justin, walk me through how you got onboarded." And he's like, "I just came in, you let me in, and I stayed."
So you said yes. So first of all, I even thought you guys were a real estate company. I didn't even know you guys did mortgage. So I show up, and then I see all these people doing things on the computer.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, you guys do mortgages?
Yeah.
What is that? I didn't even know mortgages was a thing. So then I found out you guys were doing mortgages. I just kept on showing up to the office. And Rafa opened up a position for credit repair.
Yeah.
And
that's
all
crazy.
I cared about was being here.
in the circle.
That's all I cared about.
That's all that mattered.
And he was like, "Yo, there's a position in credit." Yes. I don't know. I don't care.
I just want to be in.
I want to stay here.
Yeah.
So then that's how I got in.
It's so important that, this is a huge takeaway. So what's most important is for you to get in the circle, whatever the position is. It's like your launch pad. It's kind of like, or the step that allows for you to then bounce into the position that you'll work into putting yourself into. But that one for you was like fucking credit repair, partner, or sales rep, and then an LOA position opened up, and then you got into your LOC. But the most important thing was to get in the fucking room.
That's how it's been with my whole life. So if I start at the bottom, the goal is just to get to where I really want to, but I want to get in. So same thing. You guys gave me an opportunity credit repair. I said yes. Didn't work out. You guys said, I'm like, okay, so can I start doing what you guys are doing? Yeah. And you said, yeah, just got to get your licenses. I'm like, what licenses? DRE and MLS. Yeah. And boom, that day I started doing it.
First year, craziest stories. I've heard some where you went to visit LA. Also asked if he just gets a little fucking, así una oportunidad, así una chingaderita así, and he asked if he could go visit in LA and in my apartment and just spend some time. And then we could talk about that. That was a crazy story. Another one, I've heard that you had to borrow money to run clients' credit, Other one, your family asking cómo te está yendo, and you talking about like, I don't know, you're making money or whatever, but you weren't making shit. But let's talk about that. Craziest stories in year one.
Well, first, when I went to your apartment, it was actually for Willie's event. That was the first time you weren't there.
Oh, okay.
Betcha was there.
Okay.
So I got there and it felt real. That was the first time that I felt like I could have something like this for the first time ever.
Okay. I think you posted about this a little bit ago.
Yes.
So then you said you went to EMA. Was it EMA?
Yes.
And you hit me like, hey, is it cool if can I stay at your place?
You offered actually.
Oh, really?
You were like, hey, go to EMA. And by the way, if you want to stay at my apartment, it's all good. So you don't have to pay for all that. I was like, please, thank you, perfect. Are you sure? And you said, yeah. I was like, okay, cool. So then I go, I'm walking in, I'm like, yo, someone like from where I come from has something like this. I didn't even know this was real. So then things started to feel real. That was the like.
You had to touch it.
What's that word called? Where it's like
paradigm shift.
Paradigm shift that day, and then if we go into like credit. Like there was times where llevaba like 6 months in the business and I'm broke. I haven't been making any money. I sold all my stocks from Tesla. I sold my truck.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yes.
Okay, because this is so important. Check this out. So in his youngster days, he was all into trucks, which he was talking about like doing donuts, and all the party crew was into decking out their trucks. And you had to sell yours. I remember you had to make. I don't know how much you sold it for. It was a good amount, like 15 or
like
something.
15.
And then pero fíjate the courage, bro. The courage to, what's most valuable, has the most value for yourself at that point in time, is a fucking truck that's all pimped out exactly how you want it to be. All his money's going into that shit. And for him to say, I want to change my life so much that like, I'll sell it if I have to.
Oh yeah, this is what I told myself. So since I started talking to you, I went to EMA, I started feeling like, yo, this thing is possible. Like, I think I'm going to be able to do this 100%. So what I told myself is I'm going to sell this truck for whatever. I don't care. I don't even care if I take a loss, which I didn't. But based on what I'm going to be working towards, I'm going to be able to buy 15 the same color, the same way it is right now.
How many?
15.
Oh, dang.
But that's what I told myself. Okay. You know what I mean? That's how I got
I'll tell you what I did real quick. So all my life I've been wanting to go to a World Cup. Since I'm a soccer player, and you know that because I've been balling you since I met you. So then, when I got hired by Willie, I got brought on late April, like entrando mayo, and I had World Cup tickets to go a month later in June to go to Germany. Y ya tenía boletos para ir a ver a México contra whoever the fuck. And when I got brought on, bro, I forgot about my tickets. I didn't even ask to get like reimbursed for the flights or the tickets, because I was like, I'm in the pro leagues now. I could change my life and fucking get paid what athletes get paid. So I'm like focused on my professional fucking career. So ni miré el mundial ese año, bro.
Oh my God.
So then that's when I started ramping up. So then I think of the sacrifices I had to make, and that's what I love. And I remember I told myself, I'm gonna sacrifice this World Cup to make sure I never miss another one the rest of my life.
That's exactly.
And then Qatar was pretty dope. I'll post some videos. It was off the hook. You know what I mean? So you can get your 15, I'm sure. Your 15 cards if you
we're
want.
going to get 15 lined up the same way with the same scratches if you want.
Okay, so you were saying year one, craziest story.
Year one. So we did that, and then that was a cool story. So then there was 6 months into the business. We had to be running credit. At that time, we were paying for it, you know? So I was broke, sold all my stocks. The money was running out from what I had to save.
Yeah.
So I would call my family. I'd be like, hey,
I need a credit card.
Real quick, like $50. I got to run this credit. I promise you, this client's going to buy a house. Yo, seriously, if I could just run their credit, it's going to be $50. Boom.
You would get...
They would give me the card. Okay, they would give me the info. I'd run the credit. And sometimes, or like the first 3, they said no. They didn't buy a house.
Oh, the first 3. Okay, I thought the first 3 people you asked for that favor said no.
No, the clients. So like I was running credit, and clients didn't buy a house. Clients didn't buy a house.
How are you processing that when it's like no? I'm
like, it's all good. Ahí viene. Like, just put it aside.
That's so important, bro. That positivity.
Pero like,
porque it's so easy to be like, this is not. Do you think that the trainings that you were doing was helping you process when you were getting hit with roadblocks?
100%. I think not that I think. The books that you told me to read were to set me up for that. Yeah. Emotional intelligence. Well, first it was influenced by your friends.
Yeah, no, see, we'll edit that part. How to win friends and influence others.
That was the first book. That was the first book, and then the second book was Emotional Intelligence 2.0.
Yeah.
I read the book like 4 times consistently because I'm really hot-headed.
Yeah.
So
you were.
I was.
Yeah. Now he's.
So you taught. So basically, you helped me set me up to know that, hey, bro, this is gonna change your life, but you gotta wait till you get there.
Yeah.
Till you learn the game. That was another story. But there was a couple times of that. Another one is my brother. I was like, bro, so I got. So look, a couple days before I paid for your event, I told my brother, hey bro, I got us two RVs or two los cuatrimotos.
Yeah.
And he was like, really? I'm like,
hear this one, bro.
One
more time, bro. Tell it, because I want him to catch it.
So look, I told my brother, I'm like, bro, I got us 2 RVs from Facebook.
Hold on, RVs or quads?
My bad. I said I got us 2 quads from Facebook. He was like, really? I'm like, yeah, they were hella cheap. They were $500. They're like, he was like, nah, you did not. I was like, yeah, I showed him. I'm like, I had to send him $250 first because of this, because of that, because of the grandma. And he was like, you got scammed. Bro, como él dijo, the next day I got scammed.
Yeah.
So that happened. Then I paid for your event. I'm like, yo, I'm going to this event.
For coaching.
It was the event.
The one-on-one
It
coaching.
was the event.
Okay.
So it was like, yo, I got this event. I'm going to it. He's like, I told him I paid $1,500. He's like, you got scammed again. Like, this is it. You screwed your life. He's like, twice they're gonna scam you in 1 week. Like, he bullied me.
Yeah, this shit was funny.
And then, pues, can I tell the story? Where now?
Yeah, go ahead.
So when we went to dinner for my birthday, he was like, I told him it was a scam in that time, and then now I see him driving around with the Mercedes and flying to San Diego, going to LA, going everywhere. Yeah. And now he's just like, I should have.
Hopefully he's gonna be joining the team.
He will be.
The Tomo team.
And my sister's gonna get licensed. Yeah.
So we talk a lot about investing in yourself. You went to an investment, a training that I told you about. I'm going to see JJ.
Yeah.
And I told you about it. I'm like, I want to go to this training. It's gonna be good just to learn how to invest at, like, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5 unit properties. And then fucking, I don't know, less than 2 weeks, like the same month, you're in fucking Ohio.
You see me posting in Ohio.
So then now, that leads me as to like how we got here. So let's talk about that training, and then let's talk about this piece of art that you have here behind us.
So yeah, we were talking, you said, hey, I want to go to JJ, and I quickly followed him, looked, and I was like, oh, he's having a training in 2 weeks. Boom, $1,500, bow, let's pay it. Gerardo, you want to go? Oh, he just got in, let's go. So he taught me basically what I'm doing right now. It's basically, you find a property where you're able to put multi-family, where you make it multi-family. So it's not just one, but there's 2, 3, or 4 to make it cash flow. He's cash flow heavy.
Yeah.
He taught me how he got the properties, make them look nice, rent it for a little bit more. But the only thing I didn't like is he was in Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah. And like, he basically is there a big chunk of time, and I don't go to Cleveland, Ohio.
You were thinking about.
I was thinking about investing, and I wanted to, and maybe in the future I will, but right now, like, when you're investing into a property and it's your first time, like, you're the one that's in charge of everything. Like, if someone doesn't pay the mortgage, who's gonna go for you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why I didn't do that, but he gave me the strategy, and now I started to implement it here in California with the same idea, same everything.
Just in your backyard.
Just in my backyard, so I can continue to show up. Anything happen, I'm there, I'm learning. And that's how we're here.
So that's how we're here, what?
That's how we're here in this beautiful property.
Let's talk about the property.
So it's a beautiful property, first of all. It's single family residence with an ADU in the back. This is the ADU, but the ADU had a garage. And I'm like, yo, this garage is another living space, the same way JJ was doing it. So quickly found out how much the rent properties are around the area, ran how much the ADU was already done, but it was super tiny, so it was rented for a little bit less. So what I did is I made it a little bigger, nicer kitchen, more space, more on the rent. And then that's when I, decided to purchase it, because I knew the rents were gonna cover double the mortgage. And not only that, but I was able to negotiate 2 RVs as well. You know what I mean? But before I got this one, I got the one in Modesto. And that one I got it really, really cheap, because I wanted to, in case I screwed up, I didn't want to screw up on a big loan amount. So it was a very tiny house too, worth $280,000. And that's where I learned everything, because that house, everything was screwed up. There was maybe one wall that we kept. Everything else, roof, flooring, foundation, everything we tore up. The ADU, the whole roof had to be replaced again. All the walls had to be replaced. So that property showed me what now I'm looking for and what I don't want to deal with in the future. So I took that risk upon myself on that first property.
Yeah. You brought, I don't know if it was dad or grandpa or freaking both, to check out your properties.
Yeah,
Tell us about that.
I brought both. Well, my grandpa came from Colombia, and my aunt sends him everything through WhatsApp.
Okay.
Like there's a group chat. He sees everything, pues. So he's always on it. And he asked, "Hey Justin, I know you're super busy. Could you take me to your properties to go check it out, please? Like I really just want to see it." I'm like, "No te preocupes, like we'll go." I spent a whole day with him. I took him to the first one. He was amazed, and then I brought him to this one with my stepdad. And he got to see the before, and now he's seeing photos of the after, and he's just super proud, super proud. He just says, keep on doing what you're doing, and even though maybe you're not spending the time you really want to with your family, it's okay, because you're investing it into things that are really going to help you in the future.
What would you advise our people when it comes to real estate investing? Like, maybe they haven't purchased their first, or they own their first, but they never bought an investment property.
Yeah, I would say if you don't have one, buy your first, and don't think of it as your forever home. Think of it as an investment. And you got to look at, with your family, you got to see what your benefit is with your family. Because my family, my stepdad does framing, wood. So I look for homes where the houses need work on wood, because that's my benefit. I'm not going to look for a house where electricity is screwed up, because I don't got a family that deals with electricity. If it has plumbing problems, boom, I got that in my family, because my family's going to hook me up, at least right now. You know what I mean? They're hooking me up. But I'm telling them, like, guys, this is a long-term play.
Yeah.
I'll take care of you guys. Trust me. But just help me right now till we build it up to something that's sustainable. So right now we're building the foundation of, high cash flow.
And I love that you brought that up, because not too long ago there was some financial hardships in the family, and you were like, hey, come here, bring it in. We're gonna be all right. We're good. I got us.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
It felt really good. Like, basically, I'll tell them, my mom lost her job, and we're like, damn. I was like, Mom, you're good. Like, you did not make that much. We were covered. and then my stepdad, the bread earner, lost the money. I'm like, oh shit, now it's getting serious. All at the same time. So I told them, I was like,
you called the family?
Yeah,
meeting?
I called them. I'm like, all right, guys, seriously, now I see that it's a big deal. Don't worry. Whatever happens, I'm here. We're going to continue to be good. So it felt really good, because I can't imagine if I didn't have the ability and I really wanted to, and I can't, and things could have got ugly.
Yeah. It leads me to a video that I want to share. So let's talk about this real quick. Tell me what comes to mind when you see this.
No, muchas gracias por este momento. No me he sentido así, yo creo que nunca en la vida. Yo siempre he estado, pues, en mi tiempo solo, cuando yo he estado trabajando en Tesla, y siempre me he sentido solo. En serio, nunca me he sentido así. Y lo que ustedes dicen, verdad, que de lo que yo hago no es solamente para mí, es para ustedes. Ustedes, cuando yo estoy trabajando, cuando yo estoy haciendo cualquier cosa, es como imágenes de cada persona. Y nunca para. Yo estoy muy agradecido por la vida que me han dado. Es lo único.
Damn, I didn't know you had this, bro.
Bro,
You're selfish.
that is one of my favorite videos, one of the best experiences that I've had.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
So that's my birthday. Christmas had just passed, and we had an amazing Christmas that year, because it was finally, like, everything has been working out.
Yeah.
But the year prior to that, it was like one of those Christmases where I was barely starting.
Yeah.
So I didn't have any money.
Yeah.
So I didn't go home. I stayed in LA because I couldn't afford to go home. Two, I couldn't pay. I like to give gifts, so I couldn't do anything like that. And pues, that's why it was really, really, I never told them that.
You've never told
I've
people?
never told them, my family, like, guys, like, this is really why I'm doing everything, and luckily it's working out. Everything's working out.
I have another video.
No way.
How do you guys see Justin? Like, how has what Justin is doing affected?
It's affected the whole family. Like, it's moved us. Like, everybody, I am so proud of him. He's 19, I'm 25, and I just keep on comparing. I was where he was at 19, like with the drugs, the drinking, the everything. And like, I mean, in the last 6 years, like my life, I've done so much, but I felt the same, I guess, in a sense. And how he described like his irritation where he's at and why he changed. That irritation, I felt it. I still feel it. And I'm like, holy moly, like this. What I see as a child has evolved into a man. I moved out of the house around the time he met you. So I'm like, I moved out of the house and this child grew into a man. Like, I have goosebumps. I look at him and I see a huge man that I'm so proud of. And like, I'm back there in the corner, look at Kami. We're back there like, dude, Justin walks in the room and he changes our day. Our day sucks and we're like, fuck, there's more to today. Like, I'm so proud of him. I want to be Justin. Like, I want to be.
That's my favorite, bro. So let me tell you what I loved about this. What I love about it is that this was before you had done nothing. Like, nobody knew it. I remember you told me, I mean, I feel good, but I still haven't done anything. I'm still broke. And I had a talk with Aaron a little bit ago, which is your new team member. And I'm like, but you don't understand, bro. You're doing all the activities that lead to a result that's predictable. So you just got to keep doing this. And then fast forward to fucking now. Here we are. And you're, how many doors?
8.
Cash flowing about how much?
Almost $100,000 a year.
What do you remember from that experience?
I remember, I felt good for her to say that, but there was a stage in our life where like we weren't near each other because she moved to New Jersey New York, and her and my brother are my best friends. So I grew up alone at the adult stage. Like, I didn't have any guidance, so that's why I got into the wrong group of people.
Yeah.
Then when I got aligned, I learned this. I see that I'm going in the right direction. I told everybody, I'm like, guys, métanse, like, come with me, like, trust me, like, this is gonna work out whether anybody likes it or not. And they believed in me, but it's like, I believe in you, but only time will tell if I believe you.
It was one of those. I like it.
It was one of those. It was one of those.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, no, I believe you, but only time will tell if I believe you.
Yeah.
And then now it's like,
both.
now it's like, okay, I believe you. Now let's go. Whatever you say, it's all, we're game. Whatever, let's jump. Where you want me to jump? Where you want me to land? So that's what I remember.
So dope. Let's talk about how the family sees you, because you went to Colombia not too long ago and they gave you quite the fucking welcoming. Let's talk about that. I love those stories and I love those videos. I've experienced them in my own way.
Yeah.
So I love when our people get to, but your family, bro, I love your family. I have like they're in a special place. But they're hella amplified, so I can only imagine. And you showed me some videos, but tell us how that welcoming was.
I wish this would have been recorded, but like they were like, "Hey, I'm landing." I thought it was casual, you know, like my grandpa's gonna come pick me up, maybe a taxi, like normal. And no, they rented a van. They rented a van. The entire family showed up. I'm talking about a van of like 13 people showed up. And then right when they show up, hey, Justin! So I wasn't looking. I was looking away, and I'm like, "Ay, güey, puta." So then it just felt really heartwarming. Like, even from Colombia, they're seeing that. Even them are like getting that energy. You know what I mean? So it just felt really good to like get that welcoming like that. Something like fuera este mundo, man.
Yeah.
We got home, they had the board set up, like, hey, Justin, welcome, we love you, and a nice note. Todo estaba organizado. So then I was like, okay, like, you can't get any better than this. Like, this is it. Like, there's no more. You can't beat this. Boom, orquesta shows up, los cantantes. For us,
it's like a
So then llegó una orquesta. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. And they're like, Justin, like, this is all for you. Like, thank you for coming, and we love you.
Yeah.
And it just felt like crazy, bro. I've never felt something like that. They did all that for me.
Well, it talks a lot about how they see you and the level of responsibility that you signed up for to be the one in the family.
Yeah.
And they can all acknowledge it because they give you that special treatment. There's people that when they show up to the party, the family could be here and you show up and it's like, oh yeah, you go, Justin. And then the conversation keeps going. But if you do something that's representing the name at a higher standard, then it's like, oh shit, ya llegó Justin. Hey, venga, vamos a... Justin, mi amor, que te... Sírvanle algo a mi Justin, por favor. Mi rey, ¿cómo has estado? You know what I mean? Like, I signed up for that type of treatment too. Judy gets a special treatment too because I signed up for that shit, and it comes with a lot of patience, a lot of hard work, a lot of pressure, a lot of reinvesting, a lot of just the type of shit that most people don't want to sign up for. So you deserve it, bro. And like, that's why you're Mr. Tunco. Everybody sees you as like the guy in the family because they know you signed up for like the type of responsibility and pressure that most people run away from.
Yeah, it's not easy, but now that I got this seat, now that I got it, I felt it, I never wanted to go away.
Yeah.
And that's the game now that I'm playing.
And that's why I tell us that. Imagine, oh bro, I'm 34. I'm gonna still, God willing, get to experience this for a minute, but you're starting it so young, bro. Like your first quarter, fucking 22, already being the one, 23 now, but like at 22, you started getting that type of special treatment, that recognition, that like, this is my boy, that's my cousin, that's my brother, that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then now it's like, how do we continue to grow, but build in making sure that we're protecting what we're growing? And that's why I help you play defense a lot, because I want you to enjoy that fucking the rest of your life.
I want that forever. And I want that for everybody in my family too. So that's why I tell them, I'm like, vénganse todos, whoever.
So whoever's true, because there's a combo we had about 2 years ago, and you're like, oh, I want to start growing a team. He's really competitive. So desde que entró, he was taking shots at our top LOs at the time. Fucking Alex was hearing it, Fernando was hearing it, and he was new, he hadn't done shit. And he was talking shit to all of them. But about 2 years ago, you told me, hey, I want to start a team. I want to be the top producer, and I want to have the top team. And I'm like, wait, chill. Like, this is not the season for growing a team. Like, keep developing yourself. And right now, anybody that's getting business is even fucking lucky to be getting business, so focus on your personal production. But you did manage to bring in one of our stallions, the young Geronimo. Mm-hmm. And I could see the look in your eyes, bro. We're praising him. First year, he bought his first property. Year 2, broke 150,000. ¿Cómo sientes tú knowing that, like, because of you, whether he tells you or not, bro, you changed his life?
It feels really good. So one of those similar stories happened to me where I was dropping Gerardo off, and he hasn't done anything. Like, he was barely just, I think, first weekend.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I see his dad outside, and I told him, hey, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? He's like, good. ¿Cómo ves a tu hijo? And he was like, no, pues, ¿sabes qué? Increíble lo que está haciendo. Estoy bien orgulloso de él. Like, he started getting all that love. Bro, he's been like 2 weeks in. And I'm like, oh, no, yeah. And then he kept on going, just saying how happy he was for his son, that he's going to, like, in the direction he's going, he's going to be able to change his life. And then his dad went away, and I tell him, but you haven't done shit. Why is he even telling you that? Why is he even telling you that? But look, I gave him the opportunity, you know, and he has a lot to take. Like, he did the work ethic. He has it. But it feels really good because he took advantage of it, and now he's the one in his family to change the trajectory for everything. And a little piece of it, I had a little piece to do with it, and it feels so good. It feels so good, and I want to do it again. Yeah. And I want to feel that again, and I want to continue to feel it.
It's addicting, bro.
Bro, it's una droga.
Yeah.
It's una droga, and I just don't want it to stop.
So now you brought Aaron in, and he's doing all the right things, just like you did, just like Hera did. What are you looking? Well, one, are you looking to grow your team more?
Yes, I am.
What are you looking for when considering someone
like,
that wants to join?
When I say anybody, it's like, yes, anybody, but they have to have certain characteristics to come in. One, like, you got to be hungry. Like, this is not easy. You understand me? Like, it can change your life, but it definitely is not easy. So, hungry, focused, willing to do, like, what I'm telling them to do. Because reality, when you told me, hey, Justin, you got to go to open houses, hey, you got to read books, hey, I didn't ask you. I didn't question it.
Go to these trainings.
I said, you gotta go to this event, but you're gonna have to invest $1,500. Cool. Say less. I'm going because my mindset, I understood that only got me to this level. So I gotta dish that to the way. You have a new way of thinking that I have to adopt. So that's what I did. So I didn't question anything he told me. Same thing goes for Aaron, for the new people I'm coming in. I'm telling you because I've already been through that path the same way they taught me. So the idea is, look, I'm giving you info, take advantage of it, and help you change your life.
So you've been rocking it, bro. I think you've been doing great. Mm-hmm. 300,000, fucking, I don't know how many properties now. I don't know how many units. Counting the RVs. You about to? I won't be surprised if you fucking figure out a way to mount something on top of that bitch. But why do you think? Like, what do you attribute so much growth in these past 2 years? ¿A qué le atribuyes ese success?
One is continuing to stay hungry and continuing to educate myself. Grow the way I think. It's grow the way I think. Studying, going to more events, meeting people that have already done it, that can cut the learning curve. Like, I didn't make this up. I paid somebody to teach me how to do this. So that is what has gotten me here, and I'm continuing to do it.
You also have a team. I know Vane is a fucking savage. How much has that helped you? Because it's not easy, bro. There's people that have been in the business for a very long time, and they don't have the courage to cut the little checks so that you can cash the big checks. It's so important for our people to know that.
I was gonna keep on going.
And I know that any of us who want to do something huge are gonna need help. I got that quick, bro. So I never hesitated coming across like talent and like thinking to myself, oh, hey, come work with me. Like, what are you getting paid? Like, I'll take care of you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But talk about your team.
So I just got the W-2s from last year. So like this is Valeria's, 64,000 or 34,000, and then there's another one at 32,000. So like 2 payrolls of 60 something. If I was to see, like, I did this all on my own, that's not what happened. I did this because I had a group of, I had a team that was willing to help me, and because we all ate.
Yeah.
Bro, 60 grand. Like, that's what I was earning before.
Okay, so that's so important.
Like, you know how...
To be paying that, like, you're now paying that amount on a yearly, when all our life, it was like, man, if I earn 60, I'm fucking good.
Where I come from, 60 grand is a lot. Yeah. You know what? And it is. But point is, I was wise enough to not be selfish and go treat myself extremely nice. Like, bro, these pants I think I have for 3 years. This jacket I think I got for...
gotta go, bro.
You know what I mean? But point is, like, I get the money, the business made money, grab it, reinvest it to continue to grow, and that's how I've been doing it. And then the little extra is buy myself some of these.
What do you got to say about the company? What's your favorite thing about Next Gen?
The thing that called my attention is you guys are young. Well, we're all young. Like, the only was...
I'm getting a little older,
you're still on the younger side. You know, you still run. You run, you're healthy.
Feel that.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, first of all, that was important. Yeah, I will now.
How about in a race?
Yeah, now, yeah.
How about soccer?
For sure.
He lied on all 3.
No, yeah.
I'm still working on his.
No. So, no, but seriously, one, we're all young, we're healthy. I see you as day one, you're still hungry, you're still chasing it. Yeah. So I don't want to feel like the lax, like my leader ain't lax.
Yeah.
So that makes me hungry too. The culture that we got, it's competitive. Like, it's always a competition entre uno y lo otro. So I don't feel like I'm the best, which actually I do. The point is, you know,
I was actually surprised to hear.
Yeah, I was like,
really?
I was like, wait, never mind. I la cagué ahí. But point is, I do. But you know what I mean? Like, the competition is still there. It still makes me hungry. There's a lot of opportunity. Like, now we're not all set in stone. Everything's not set in stone, and there's a lot of opportunity for someone like myself that wants to do something big in this business.
Yeah.
So there's a lot for me too.
All right, top 3. Well, this is the last question, bro. So give them some goodies.
Okay.
Top 3 pieces of advice to new entrepreneurs. Anybody looking to join the business, new realtor, new loan officer. The top 3 things.
Okay. Well,
if they want to make it happen, 2025. What are you recommending them?
Number 1, find someone that's going to be able to. If you're zero, don't know nothing, find someone that's already doing it. And pégase como un chicle. Like, don't let him go. Watch his every move. Hey, I'm going to go to LA for an event. Ask if you can go. And if they say no, it's all good. But you tried. Number 2, educate yourself. Read books. Listen to podcasts. The way you think right now has only gotten you here, and you got to continue to grow the way you think. And then number 3, find a running mate, someone that you can run with to continue to chase, to chase this. Because for me, it was Fernando and Juanito and Jonathan in the office when we went to LA. Yeah. They were my running mates. We would be at the office together till 11 p.m., 12 p.m. If I was alone, I wouldn't tell you that I'm gonna do that. You know. Yeah. So those are my top 3.
Money. Where do our people follow you?
Instagram, Just in Time Home Loans.
there you have it. There's my gift for you guys. That's an early Christmas gift. Ahí estamos.
Thank you, brother.